Is Berlin European for you or just German?
I think Berlin is neither just German, nor just European for me. I think Berlin is an international city, a global city. There's identities from all over the world, and not just the European diaspora, but from everywhere. Just like Amsterdam, I'm from Amsterdam.
Do you feel European in Berlin? What would it take for you to feel European?
I do feel quite European in Berlin in the sense that it's really easy for me to travel there. I can take a train, I don't have to show my passport, so I'm aware that that's a privilege that comes with being in the European bloc. I also feel like you can speak English with most people, and it feels like quite in the vicinity of where I live. But again, it doesn't really feel like only Europe is represented in Berlin. I feel like there is a global community there.
What would you like to tell a politician in Strasbourg or Brussels?
I would like to tell politicians in Strasbourg or Brussels to be aware of the concept of Europe in the context of the whole world, and to stop looking away from genocides in other parts of the world, like in Palestine, in Sudan, in the Congo, to make legislation that supports people there instead of undermines them, and to listen to young people in all of the countries that are part of the EU, because they generally have a sense of justice that's very necessary.
Do you feel that your voice is heard in decision-making processes?
I feel like my verse is relatively well heard in European decision-making processes because I'm quite aware of what Europe does. I've been involved with the European concept and the EU for a while. I vote, but I think a lot of people don't, and because they're not really sure what it is that the EU does. So I think it's up to people who do know that and institutions to make that clear, most of all maybe the EU themselves, to make really clear what they're there for and how they shape our lives in many different ways. So I think my voice is relatively well heard, but I think a lot of people's voices are not heard yet.